Why do I love geography? Because it's all around me. In this film, I'm going to meet geographers who do everything from exploring the North Pole to mapping poverty in the UK. Talking to them, I'm hoping to find out what they love about the subject and what makes now such a great time to be a geographer.
The Royal Geographical Society in London runs projects in schools to promote the uptake of geography. I'm part of the Geography Ambassador scheme. That involves me going into schools giving talks and presentations to students.
Dr. Rita Gardner is the director of the Royal Geographical Society.
Why do you love geography?
I love geography because the world's all interconnected, and geography enables me to study different bits of that and how it fits together. But it also helps me to understand about the future, because geography includes the study of big issues like climate change, about globalisation and economic systems, and it helps me to see how the world is changing and what role I can play in it. So it's not just passive learning from textbooks, it relates to me and how I link to the wider world.
I've come to the RGS to meet some other ambassadors. What words sum up geography for them?
You learn things in the classrooms and then you actually investigate it outside. You see it happening right in front of your eyes, so in that sense it's very involving.
We got to spend a week in Devon in Slapton, wading through rivers in the rain. It was very, very fun.
Oceans, to me, the oceans are amazing. I live by the sea in Dorset. You can see just how vast these things are and how important they are to everyone who lives on the planet.
Diverse. I chose this to describe geography because people are always teasing, oh, geography, that's not a real subject. But it ties in economics, biology and sociology that combines so many areas.
And it's studying this place that we live in, which is amazing.
One of my best geography experiences was when I was in Borneo in 2004. I worked with the conservation charity Rhino SOS, tracking these endangered animals in the rainforest.
They estimate there's 20 left in the world. And that's not very many if you consider Borneo is the 4th largest island in the world, and pretty much all of it is a rainforest. We were staying in the jungle, we were staying on hammocks and stuff. We were deep in the jungles. It's not all sophisticated like you think. We're not looking down with a satellite down, we've got a heat sensor, we can see them. We actually just had sticks in our hands and we're grazing the floor to look for footprints. It is really exciting to go to a place that there is no maps. It's really fun. To be honest, once you get in a rainforest, it all looks exactly the same. You could turn left, right, but go straight, go back, it would make no difference. You'll just get lost without a person that knows the specific route that you're taking. And that's my Isle Man flag, as you can see. These are all local guys who've lived there all their lives, grew up there, so they know the jungle. These guys literally have got it all imprinted up there. They know exactly where they're going. They've got their own onboard GPS, if you like. And I can honestly say, without them, I probably would have got lost or maybe even got killed or died.
Seeing the rainforest in Borneo was one of the things that inspired me to do geography at university. Tori James has climbed to the top of Everest. She is a physical geographer who loves her subject.
I really, really do love it. I love it because it literally is all around you, both the built environment and the natural environment. And I've been really lucky to have been involved in a number of expeditions now where all my sort of geographical knowledge is just there in front of me. So everywhere you look, you'll be walking along and you'll be able to identify features for yourselves, such as the snout of a glacier or a hanging valley. You'll be able to see, erosion actually taking place before your eyes. When you're doing something as challenging as Everest, you need little things to cheer you up. So maybe one of these hats, I'm not sure pink is my colour.
Sure. So you like red? Well, if I try that one on then. Got snowflake?
I kind of had to pinch myself that it was Everest that I was standing on top of. And I just stood on the summit and did a full 360 degrees and looked around and realised that I could see the curvature of the Earth.
Wow.
and also I reached the summit at 7:30 in the morning, and so I could see Everest's own shadow stretching out across the Himalaya over other mountains. So then it really did dawn on me that yes, I was standing on the highest mountain in the world. And I actually stayed up there for about 40 minutes, which is quite a long time when you've got sort of 50-mile-an-hour winds and the temperature's at -40. And so, yeah, when my hands did finally start to go, I thought it would be best to start my descent.
I really enjoyed meeting Tori James. But what about geography closer to home?
Well then, please.
Geography is ranked as one of the top 5 degrees by employers. But what will the world of work have to offer a geographer like me?
I'm off to meet Laura Fry. She's using her geography skills to create new and interesting maps of the UK.
As a kid, I always liked maps, so I've always been a bit of a geography geek in that sense.
Laura works in London for a charity called Unlimited. They give money to community projects across the UK.
Hi, good morning, Laura. How you doing? So, Laura, why do you love geography?
Gosh, so many reasons. It means that I get to follow one of my interests, which is people and place.
Laura's working on a series of maps. They will show the difference that Unlimited's community projects make to people's lives in the poorest areas of the country.
At the moment, we're just gathering lots of information. In 2009, we'll be able to show a series of maps.
Laura took me to her office to show me the work that she's done so far. One of the maps I saw showed where the charity's money is being spent.
This one is the UK one, but we can zoom in and we can go to London, for example. So the areas of red and orange are the most deprived areas in London. Okay. There's quite a lot. And then the black triangles are our award winners. So we can see that a lot of our award winners are doing work in the most deprived areas of London.
It's really interesting to see Laura using her geography skills in her work. I see the problem of big city life every day. So what are geographers doing about that? I'm off to meet Owen Wilson. He teaches biking skills and promotes cycling as a sustainable mode of transport.
Okay, come to me, straight at me, and stop.
Okay, superb. Well, geography for me is just such a broad subject. Any science, any politics, economics, they all have a real strong geographical element.
So, what does all that have to do with geography then?
Well, cycling is probably the most sustainable form of transport. I mean, some people might argue walking is, but the advantage of cycling is it allows you to get from one place to another very quickly. In London, it's in fact the fastest mode of transport. So, in a city like London, which has got incredible transport problems, cycling is a very cheap, easy and quick solution.
But what does the word sustainable mean then? We hear it all the time.
Okay, well, sustainability generally is managing to meet the needs of the current generation without compromising the needs of the future generations. So in terms of something like cycling or transport, that is looking at ways to keep people moving but without depleting the resources of the planet. So in almost every other form of transport, you're consuming fossil fuels, whereas cycling, the only energy you're using is the energy you put into your body.
Okay.
I've worked consistently in sustainability, which is a principal element of geography. And I just really love the fact that geography has given me the opportunity to do so many interesting and rewarding jobs.
Owen's working really hard to promote sustainable transport. Like all geographers, he takes a close interest in the environment. My next stop is to meet someone who has seen the effects of climate change firsthand.
I've come to West London to meet explorer Ben Saunders. He's the youngest person ever to ski solo to the North Pole, and next year he's skiing all the way to the South Pole.
Why does he love geography?
I love geography because it inspires kids to explore, to get outside their normal, immediate environment, get outside their comfort zone, if you like, and to find out a bit more about the world. I've made 3 expeditions now to the geographic North Pole, and the interesting thing about the North Pole is it's in the middle of the sea, so it's an environment that is in a constant state of flux. The sea ice is always drifting, it's always breaking up, refreezing, so you never know what you're going to face from one day to the next, and it's a challenge that as the ice gets thinner each year, gets tougher each year. I'm enormously lucky to have seen as much of the Arctic as I have at first hand, and I've kind of fallen in love with the place really. It's an awesome environment. I think my geography teacher, GCSE level, would be amazed to hear me sitting here now, talking about geography. I don't think I ever really responded particularly well to conventional teaching, sat in the class, 30 kids, teacher, here's the board, here's a map. And I never really made the connection. If only I'd had this sort of physical engagement with geography, genuinely with the outdoors, then I think I would have got a lot more from it as a subject. So getting outdoors, to me, I think is crucial. My aim is to set a speed record, and the fastest time so far has been set using dogs. So the challenge is to beat the dogs, essentially. 37 days to beat from Wardhunt, in fact Cape Columbia, so just a little bit down the coast, to the North Pole.
So how do you actually get there?
A ski plane called a Twin Otter will take me up to Wardhunt Island. And we'll start early March, I think the first week of March, and it's so early in the spring that far north it's still dark most of the time. And then 3-4 weeks later it'll be 24-hour daylight, and I'll be skiing through into the spring and the summer.
How important is geography?
The 2 big challenges facing us, i.e. humanity at the moment, are the environment and what is happening to the environment, what we're doing to the environment, and cultural conflict. And I think geography as a subject is uniquely placed to address both of those issues and to engage young people with both of those issues, and to get them thinking about what the answers might be.
Meeting the people in this programme, I've seen just how broad and diverse geography is. We all have our own and very different reasons for loving geography. But there's one thing we all agree on. There's never been a more exciting time to be a geographer.